Mark, thank you. We have developing news right now. Multiple sources telling CBS News that Israel and Hamas are very close to a deal to release some hostages.
Yeah, now some of the details of that deal coming out. This would be in exchange for a limited pause in fighting and more aid to Gaza. Chris Holmstrom is here with the latest on the negotiations happening.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this day for quite a while. We do know we're getting word that a deal could be reached at any moment today. It would reportedly allow 50 women and children hostages to be released. That's good news right there. There's also would be a 4 to 5 day pause in fighting. And for every one of those hostages released, 3 Palestinian prisoners in Israel would be freed. Meanwhile, the fighting is intensifying again in northern Gaza, this time near another large hospital. This morning, there's optimism that a potential deal between Israel and Hamas to free some of the hostages is imminent.
Mr. President, is a hostage deal near? I believe so, but I'm not prepared to talk. You believe so? Yes.
According to Reuters, a Hamas official says a possible agreement would be announced by Qatar, which has been leading negotiations, along with U.S. involvement. CBS News' Holly Williams discussed the potential deal with one Hamas official.
The deal you're negotiating with Israel is to swap 50 civilian hostages for 100 Palestinian prisoners and a 5-day ceasefire.
Yes.
Yesterday, family members of the hostages met with Israel's war cabinet. They say officials were tight-lipped about the negotiations.
They kept expressing the fact that they wish that they could tell us, and I felt they were being honest about it.
Heavy fighting continues in northern Gaza, with Israeli forces now surrounding the Indonesian hospital. It comes days after Israeli fighters enter the territory's largest hospital, Al-Shifa. Dozens of premature babies from that hospital have now been evacuated to Egypt for medical care.
They've got a long way to go.
And in the U.S., the State Department confirms that at least 6 Americans, 5 IDF soldiers, and 1 border police officer have died in the fighting following the October 7th attacks. So again, we are watching for that possible deal between Israel and Hamas to free 50 hostages. We know on Israel's side there are several steps that will need to happen before it's formally approved. That includes passing a vote in the war cabinet, the full government, even the Supreme Court. If the deal includes the release of prisoners, this is an announcement we should be getting in the next few minutes, next hour, pretty soon. So we'll see.
A lot of negotiations behind the scenes. Chris, thank you.
CBS News Los Angeles, your local news, streaming wherever, whenever.